Hey, I'm Jerriann Savelle, and I'm so glad you could join me today. I want to talk about one of my favorite stories in the Bible. It's one of my favorite stories of faith in action, and it's Luke 4. It's about a lady that suffered with an issue of blood for 12 years. You may know this story. But it says that she had gone to every physician, she had exhausted all her money, and she never got better. But one day she heard that Jesus was in town. And I love the fact that she heard it. She had to get down in here. She had to believe at first that the healer was there, that he could heal her. So Luke 4 says that she heard he was there. She had to think about it. She had to think about it. So she believed it in her heart. Then she thought about it. It's told in the Gospels 3 different places. And in Mark 5, it says that she kept saying to herself over and over, if I may touch the hem of his garment, then I'll be healed. So she thought about it, and then she began to speak it. So she went from believing it, and then thinking it, and then speaking it, and then she took that step of faith to go out of her house. Now, at that time, the Levitical law was that she could be stoned to death. She was considered unclean. She could not be in public. She could not be around anyone. She couldn't work. Think about the isolation and probably the loneliness that this woman dealt with. She had to be isolated in her home. She risked everything. She took a step of faith because she wanted her healing. So she believed it, and she thought about it, and then she began to speak it over and over to herself, getting herself to believe it, convince herself to take that step of faith. And it was a risk of faith for her to walk out of her house. So you probably know the story. There was a throng of people around Jesus, and she went and she touched by faith his hem, the garment. And Jesus stopped and he said, who touched me? And the disciples said to him, Jesus, everybody's touching you. And he said, the Bible says, virtue has left me. But one translation says it was the touch of faith. Amazing. Think about the risk that this lady took. I just think about it, that she risked her very life to go out and go after her healing, her miracle, her breakthrough that she needed in her life. So I'm asking you today, what step of faith do you need to take? Is it fear? Is it procrastination? Is it anxiety? Is it the unknown that's causing you not to step out and maybe take that step of faith that you need to do today? What is it in your life that you need to risk everything to go out and grab that miracle, go out and grab the breakthrough that you're looking for in your life? Faith is seeing it down on the inside first. You have to see it. You have to have a clear picture of it down on the inside first. That's what Hebrews 11:1 tells us, that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So you have to have a clear picture. I grew up hearing it called the eye of faith. You have to have it down in here like that little lady did. She saw herself healed before it ever happened. So you have this clear picture down on the inside, and then you take the steps to go after whatever it is that you're believing God for. The Bible says that she pressed through the crowd. She pressed through. You see, that word press is action. There's going to be some action on your part. You know, sometimes we want to just sit around and okay, I've prayed, now I'm believing God. Okay, God, what are you going to do? No, we have to take the steps. We have to get up by faith and press towards Jesus, pressing in action towards that thing that you're believing God for. She didn't just wait. She just didn't wait in the background waiting for Jesus to see her. No, she pressed through for her miracle. There's healing and there's breakthrough in your pressing. When you go towards Jesus, you look towards him, he's there. He's waiting. You've got to press through in action for your miracle. If it's a business venture or something you know that you need to just step out in and do, maybe you want to go back to school, or maybe it's a financial gift that you're wanting to do and something's just holding you back from doing that, then I encourage you today to take that step of faith. Whatever it is that you know you need to be doing, you just need a little prompting to be pushed, and I hope I'm your push today to get you outside and press towards Jesus today, to take the step of faith in that endeavor. Psalms 37:23 says the steps of a good man are ordered or directed by the Lord. See, when you take that first step, just take that first step, then he's going to meet you right there. All it takes is getting up out of your comfort zone, maybe out of your lazy zone, and taking that step of faith in the right direction. And the word promises us that he's going to order and direct your step as you do it. Just like that lady did, take the step of faith and touch him today. Press in and go for your miracle. Go for your breakthrough. I hope that encourages you today.